the yellow or gold uniforms, and Gorno and Rentschler tip it off, and it comes to Bismarck. In the person of Shane Detman, that's Eric Vinold, who drives baseline, and Eric Abbey with foul number 1. Looks like Abbey got to the spot there quickly.
Shields replay, we saw yesterday frequently that Eric Vinold would take the ball to basket when he gets it, and Bismarck will need some extra offense tonight somewhere from other than Jors and Detman, and Vinold may well be the man.
Tyson Parisian pulls up from the three-point spot. I guess we'll go with Parisian. It's about 50-50. We asked the girls on the Belcourt side how to pronounce it. Split 50-50 right down the middle. Chance Wilkie is a terrific offensive rebounder. In fact, of the 4 seniors, he's the one you talk the least about. And you look at the stats at the end of the game, and you sometimes go, wow, he really got it done. Rob Rentschler down low, a muscle player. Bismarck feels one of their advantages, Dan, is in that low position.
Bismarck High, the more physical team. Belcourt, the quicker, more athletic team. Belcourt, probably what you would call a quick finesse team, where Bismarck High, with the likes of Rentschler and Vinold and Detman, more physical. You know, that first trip down the court for Belcourt, they got more offensive rebounds in their first possession tonight than they had in all of last night's first half.
Wilkie along the baseline, a little bit strong.
They had no offensive rebounds in the first half yesterday against Grand Forks Central.
Detman for 2. Shane Detman, 23 points, 7 of 16 yesterday, 5 rebounds. Really, it was Detman that keyed the late charge in the regular season for Bismarck. Abbey spun and maybe overpassed in that particular instance. He was right underneath the basket, and I know Parisian said, I thought you were going up.
What you said, though, Lee, you hit it right on the head. Bismarck High winners 8 of their last 11, and the catalyst behind that streak, or that turnaround, Detman. There was a stretch about 2/3 of the way through the season where he averaged 24 points a game, a 6-game stretch, and that kind of catapulted Bismarck into playing better at the end of the season.
And the first of those 6 games, February 7th, was that one contest there. Going up for the shot, Detman, and the foul, Wilkie. Detman 7 of 7 yesterday from the free throw line.
Shields replayed Detman here at the free throw line. That's a good look anytime you can get yourself in position for a 15-footer. It's a good decision. 23 points, as you said last night.
Detman, a terrific defensive player, and Steve Miller told us this afternoon he brings a defensive back mentality to the basketball floor. They probably should. He was first-team All-State defensive back.
Kind of the same kind of defensive mentality we'll see in our second game tonight that West Fargo brings to the game.
Now, West Fargo, I think, is a little more in your face, though, than Bismarck, especially on the perimeter.
And we'll get some different looks from Bismarck defensively tonight. They will usually bring about 3 different defensive looks into a basketball game. Their bread and butter is man-to-man, but they'll also play a little bit zone. And yesterday in the second half, it was a defensive switch against Valley City that turned the tide in their win, where they put a lot of pressure on the Valley City perimeter.
But both teams starting man-to-man defensively here, and that was far and away the best defense yesterday for Belcourt. Jors up from 3, and he's got it. Brett Jors, 3 3-pointers yesterday, 22 points. And we mentioned off the top, he's picked up his game come tournament time.
Well, and he's been shooting a lot better as of late.
Parisian for 3, that rims out, tipped up to Jarlays. Mark again, no go. Look at the offensive rebounding for Belcourt. Mark Jarlays battled, and scored.
2 trips already here in the opening 3.5 minutes of the game, and they've earned second and third looks at the basket.
That's a sweet little drive there from Shane Detman. 5 of his team's 10 points. Bismarck by 4.
And a good flow to the game here early. Oh, what a pass.
And a score, and a foul. The Jarlays, 2, and a chance to get 1 more.
Shields replay. You know, this group of Belcourt athletes have played a lot of basketball together. A lot of basketball outside of varsity play. And that's where you get a sense of where your teammates are going to be. And that's why they're such a good passing team, is the hours that they've spent together.
Jarlays missed, but here comes Belcourt again on the offensive end. Boy, you could tell Bart Manson said, rebound, 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 boys. And Mark Desjardins already at his season average in 6 points. We're tied up. Well, the second time these two teams played again, Bismarck had that 36-9 rebound edge. So you know that that was one thing that the Braves wanted to come out here and do.
Well, they've got about 4 offensive rebounds, 4 or 5 already to this stage, midway through the first quarter.
Gorno came up with the steal off the pass there from Detman. That's Brandon Shively, a senior at 6'4". And he replaces Derek Weigel, another senior. I think it's kind of interesting, too, that Desjardins with 6 points, and Detman's guarding him. Chris Persian, who checked in, or Parisian, excuse me, Chris, a junior. I get a kick out of the name game, though. Detman drops it, 2-man game. You see that a lot on pro ball. James Detman knocks down the jumper.
Shively, though, made the right decision, kicked it right back out to Detman, who had found a little seam there on the far wing.
Eric Vinold has the first chance on Tyson Parisian. That shot was a little bit short, though. Detman drops it over to Jors in the wing. He's deadly when he can set himself. Not this time, though. Vinold runs down the long rebound. Bismarck leads it by 3. We're at the 3-minute mark of this first quarter. You mentioned the word pace, Dan. I really like the way this one's going. Love it when games get going. Rentschler tried to force his way through the double team. He did. And I think the foul will be on Desjardins. Yes, it is. First one on Mark.
Shields replay. You talked about Shane Detman with that football mentality. Same can be said of Rob Rentschler as he gets it on the low block here. Just a quick turn to his right. Belcourt got some defensive help, but by the time the help was there, Rentschler was already in the middle of his move toward the basket.
Rentschler, you see what he did last night. Made his only free throw. 73% from the line this season. Rentschler can get you an occasional three-pointer. Doesn't shoot a lot from out there. And both of those perfect. Bismarck leads it by 4 in our first break at the 2:53 mark of quarter number 1. It's the Braves and the Demons hooked up. A pretty good one so far.
Well, yesterday they were so effective in this defense because of Detman's anticipation. He is a great anticipator.
Eric Abbey knocks the 3. Belcourt back to within 2. Skip past Vinold. In the lane, Quinn Austin, who came in at the break, and Austin scores.
Quinn Austin was a little bit surprised. He found himself that wide open once he went to the far block.
Against the zone here, too, look for Wilkie on the baseline. I think he does a phenomenal job of just staying patient down low. Parisian up for 3, in for 3. Tyson Parisian, the leading scorer for the Belcourt Braves. His first field goal, a triple. And it's a 1-point game. That's time remaining in quarter 1.
Parisian scored 15 yesterday, but he didn't have a very good shooting day. He was just 6 of 16 from the field.
Gorno slapped it away there from Austin as B.J. Rainbow, number 20, a 5'10" junior. He comes in for Jors. Bismarck will go 3 deep, usually, and we've seen all 3 of those kids now. In fact, they're all in there off the bench right now for the Demons. Vinold, head and shoulder fake, past Abbey, but Herrick knocked it away from behind. Vinold saved it, but it did cross the line over and back. Turnovers is one thing that Steve Miller said that would kill his team in this game. You can't turn the ball over against Belcourt. A lot of teams keep stats like points off of turnovers.
Yeah.
Well, here's would be a position just like that. So Belcourt scores. Parisian tried to Abbey with a quick follow. Austin with the rebound. Quinn Austin's a very good rebounder. So no points off of that turnover. Under a minute now in the quarter. Both teams in a 1-2-2 or a 3-2, whatever you want to call it. The old open baseline shot. Parisian, we talk about his scoring. He's also the leading rebounder for Belcourt. Second chance for Tyson is good. And there, Belcourt leads it, 18-17.
Well, the offensive boards are the story of this first quarter. Belcourt is getting second looks most of the time in the first 8 minutes of the game, and that's why they're up 18-17.
It was also rebounds yesterday in the second half against Central that helped Belcourt come back in. Austin with an open baseline jumper at the 10-second mark and a foul. Shively. His first.
Number 44,
Yeah, yesterday afternoon,
second team foul.
Belcourt had 9 offensive rebounds in the second half against Central after, as we told you earlier, 0 in the first half.
Yeah, Belcourt flat struggled in the first half yesterday.
They got out-rebounded 20-9.
Gorno. There's the horn. So the Braves lead it even after the first 8 minutes of play in the semifinals of the State A by a single point.
Deservedly so, Lee. This is the first time that Belcourt is playing in the semifinals. This is their third trip to the State A. They were here in '93 and '95, but were defeated in the first round. So this is uncharted territory for Belcourt.
Yeah, Bart Manson was calling it a unique position to be in. Belcourt has never been, #1 rated at the end of the year. They've never been the team that has been the hunted. But he's got a solid group of seniors, and that makes a big difference. Rob Rentschler down low. Head and shoulder fake. The block. Abbey. Abbey came flying down from his... He plays the point on the zone, and he came down to help out.
And you'll see it here on the Shields instant replay. Right there he comes flying in. Good body control to get the ball.
Weigel back in, as is Jors for Bismarck. And it's Golden. Eric Abbey took it right away from Jors. Laid it in. I think Eric Abbey, after yesterday's game, wants to show the state that he brings more to the table.
Well, and we told you this is really a 4-guard
and a forward,
a 4-guard team. Eric Abbey listed at the center. Didn't look like a center there. Picked the pocket and scored easily at the other end.
Well, the rebounding continues to be the story. Belcourt on both ends. Abbey picks up that loose ball. He's everywhere.
Speaking of rebounds, 9 in the first quarter for Belcourt. 5 offensive rebounds.
Well, Belcourt, the one thing that Belcourt has not had go their way is Tyson Parisian hot at the beginning.
Yeah.
Otherwise, everything else Belcourt wanted to do, it has done. I mean, they had only 4 points after the first quarter yesterday and won. Rentschler in traffic, knocks in. 6 points now for Rentschler.
Rentschler, the man so far that is picking up and helping out some of the scoring, helping out Jors and Detman.
Wilkie triple teamed. He found room to shoot. Desjarlais again, another offensive rebound for Mark. Back to Parisian. And Tyson Parisian is now 2 of, 9, I think, shooting?
Even though he didn't shoot well in the first quarter and hasn't shot well, he's doing other things and rebounding specifically. He had 5 of Belcourt's 9 rebounds in the first quarter, and with everybody else in the starting lineup scoring, Belcourt hasn't been hurt by his poor shooting to this point of the game.
Foul on Abbey. Another thing, too, with Parisian is, he quietly went about his business defensively, where he's not known, quite frankly, as a good defensive player. He took a good player in Greg Mask yesterday and held Mask below his average.
Mask didn't reach double digits. And that's one of the reasons why Belcourt is here and Grand Forks Central played this afternoon, because Greg Mask, the coaches thought, the Central coaches thought would have to pick up the scoring, but Parisian did such a fine job defensively on him yesterday.
A basket basket here would put Bismarck back out in front. That's the way the whole game has gone so far. 5:40 to play, second quarter. It's our first of 2 semifinal games on Meyer Television tonight. Patience, one thing that Coach Miller talked about this afternoon. Vinold went baseline. He had the shot. It went off of Bismarck. Timeout on the floor, 5:28 left. Breaking the action, we'll do the same. It's been close. It still is close. It's a one-point contest. And there's little doubt that the Belcourt Braves came ready to play in the beginning of this game. Vinold out on Parisian. Desjardins, who has 6 points. That's Abbey. Knocked it back to Desjardins on the cut. I tell you, Mark Desjardins is being guarded by Shane Detman, who without a doubt is one of the premier defensive players in the state, and he's got 8 points, over his average already.
He's having a career night, and what a great pass by Parisian there to set up Desjardins along the baseline.
Rentschler double team, dropped it to Weigel. There comes Dorno out of nowhere to slap it away. Flat lost it, I think. Shane Detman waiting to get the set that he wants before starting it. Now it's yours. Bismarck and Coach Miller said, we'd like to be a little more patient on offense, but with Detman around, it's a little hard to do that, he said.
Not the most patient person in the world is Shane Detman.
And Detman's called for the over-the-back.
I think we're really seeing Belcourt's athleticism here in the game tonight. You saw him on the block down at the defensive end here. They've had some wonderful passes in the offensive end.
Number 5, Chris Parisian, in for the second time. He played a little bit in that first quarter. Chris had a strong West Region tournament. That's him with the ball. He is not shy about putting it up. Offensive rebound again.
Well, they just flooded it, though. There were 3 Belcourt players quickly into the lane, battling on the offensive boards.
And Chris Parisian with the foul. So Belcourt 1 foul away now from putting Bismarck into the bonus. Bismarck with 3 team fouls against. Belcourt didn't stay long in that 3-2 zone, did they? Weigel fouled by Parisian. Second one there. 2 quick fouls on each end of the court here against Chris. Weigel goes to the line.
Shields replay. Chris Parisian from behind, trying to make up a little room defensively, and got a piece of the hand.
Derek Weigel, his first point. Averages just over 5. He scored 6 yesterday. Very good football player. The offensive lineman for Bismarck this fall. All-state offensive lineman, I think.
Was he really?
But, you know, if I start thinking, I'll get myself in trouble. Parisian for 3, his second three-pointer. And Belcourt has its biggest lead of 5, 25-20. Time remaining there in the first half. In the corner, Rentschler. The made basket, too. Belcourt back into the zone. And they forced the turnover. Timeout at the 2:51 mark. Belcourt leads Bismarck by 5. Bismarck high, and right now Belcourt's defense has his team a little out of sync on offense.
Belcourt really pulling a Bismarck here, giving the Demons some different looks down the court, some man-to-man and some zone, and denying Bismarck what they thought would be an edge in the inside.
Number 32, Rob.
Rentschler picks up his first foul. As Bismarck picked up a little bit further out that time. A little more aggressive to the trap, it looked like in that instance. And there's Deppman who got a hand on that pass. George has Benold. Benold goes up strong and scores. Eric Benold, transition bucket for Bismarck. That's the first two for Benold. Gorno drops it down. And Chris Parisian will go to the free throw line. He was fouled.
Shields replay, one of the things that Bismarck thought they would have to do is stop Belcourt from penetrating the paint. Well, they've done that a few times tonight. Descharles has, I think, scored 2 or 3 buckets off penetration, and he's that type of guy. And now Chris Parisian earns a trip to the free throw line again because of their penetration into the paint and then the quick pass.
If you have someone who can handle the ball in traffic from the high post, what a huge advantage. Belcourt actually has 2 players who are very comfortable from there. Abbey, and in that instance, we saw Gorno. Opens up both floors, both sides of the floor, I should say, on the offensive side. Slam cam angle here. Boom. Eric Abbey comes back in for the man who just hit the 2 free throws. Eric Abbey played in Dickinson last year. Made the transfer up north. And the Braves matched their biggest lead, which was 5. Deppman on the baseline. And Parisian with the rebound. He'll shoot that. A little off. Didn't seem like he was set very well that time. There's Bismarck with numbers. Jors with a hop there. Deppman. Now an offensive board. Shively lost it. Kicks it to Benold. Eric Benold fouled in traffic.
Foul number 25, Mark Bizarre. That's his second.
Shields replay, that's one of Bismarck's better jobs as we catch the tail end of it here, but initially they had 2 of their players pretty much sealed off and blocking out while on the offensive boards.
Benold made the first one. 53% on the year from the line. Eric, the senior, has them both in 4 points in the game. All those points coming in this quarter. Seems like it's been a pretty quick first half for a minute 20 left. Under. Desjardins bouncing it over. Gorno thought about a 3 there, but Austin was out. Abbey flashes into the high post. And that's where the soft spot against that zone was. Eric Abbey found it.
Foul number 52, Quinn Austin.
Austin's first personal foul, and Abbey back to the free throw line.
Number 20, B.J. Rainbow, replaces Deppman. Eric Abbey is shooting 2.
Abbey with 6 points. Hit a 3-point basket in the first quarter. Offensive rebound and a putback. Tyson Persian, 10 in the game and a 6-point lead for Belcourt.
And again, despite not torrid shooting by Parisian, he has been a demon on the boards here in the first half.
And he just has another one right there. Oh no, held ball they're going to call. Jump ball, held ball, whatever. Possession arrow to Bismarck.
Number 5.
And Deppman will come back in for the last 37 seconds. You could tell Tyson thought he was foul on the play. Rainbow had Gorno fly past him. And there's a push off somewhere, and Quinn Austin went, ooh! So my bet is that Bruce Jessen will go 5-2. Nope, 44. They caught it on shot board.
Both Quinn Austin and Shane Detman were kind of shaking their heads after the initial whistle.
I wonder what Quinn's reaction would have been if the foul was on him. I just looked and saw his reaction, figured, well, it must have been called on Austin.
And Detman had a real surprise look on his face and kind of put his hand over his mouth as to say, oh, no.
Wilkie had the front end of a bonus rollout. It's Belcourt's biggest lead at 6. Shot clock is off. Abby's running around chasing Detman. Now he's out there on George. Rainbow thought about 3. Austin is in the baseline. Did he? Nice. Double dribble is the call. Clark Hansen pointing at the clock. 4.7 seconds. Abby back to Tyson. Parisian up for 3. At the horn. Off front iron. Belcourt after the half leading Bismarck. 30-24. A much different first half for Belcourt tonight when you compare it to yesterday.
They struggled out of the gates yesterday. Really was a second half rally that got them the win against Grand Forks Central. Didn't shoot well yesterday in the first half, but
early in our man, so we switched to a zone, and it's been pretty effective. We haven't gave Detman or George too much in that first half, so that's what we have to do.
You expect them to switch it up a little bit on you in the second half?
Yeah, they're going to switch it up. They're going to come out and they'll play some of that half-court trap a little bit, extend their zone, but we just got to keep doing the things that we're doing right now, and that's the main thing is we're rebounding.
Yeah.
And we're beating them on the boards, and that's where it counts there, John.
Getting a little bit physical in there, too, a little bit, but it seems like the refs were keeping it in control.
Hey, it's not a game for boys anymore. This is a game for men now, so it's time to get after it.
Thanks, Bart.
Yep.
Back to you guys.
All right. Both teams start the quarter as they started the game. Backdoor pass a little bit high intended for Gorno. Tipped out of bounds by Rentschler.
Gorno sure went up after that, though, didn't he? My goodness.
So it's Abbey, Desjarlais, Wilkie, Parisian, Gorno. Gorno, excuse me, back out. No, that was Wilkie to Gorno. David shoots and scores there. David Gorno. 4 points in the game now for Gorno. We had 17 yesterday.
That's his first field goal since the first quarter. And let's see if Bismarck, as Steve Miller said, kind of attacks the gut to that defense.
And that defense right now, a zone. Rentschler drives right into the soft spot of it, but put it off back iron.
Tyson Parisian bringing it up. What a half he had. 10 points, but I think more importantly, 11 rebounds in the first half for Parisian.
Much more important, I would say. That rebounding was the difference in the half. And here we go again. Eric Abbey with an offensive rebound. Abbey with 8 points. It's a 10-point Belcourt lead.
Boy, what a nose for the basketball the Braves have had tonight on the offensive end.
And at halftime, I was in my own head thinking what Bismarck would have to do to try and combat what Belcourt has done in the first half, and to tell you the truth, I didn't come up with much.
Well, see, they're not getting the scoring out of George tonight than they did last night. George had 22. He had a three-pointer early in the game. We haven't heard from him since.
Up for 3, Parisian. When he pulls up off the move like that, square up, he doesn't. He's missed a lot more tonight than in any other game I've seen him this year. During the regular season anyway, but old on the drive.
He's not had a great shooting tournament by any means. 6 of 16 last night. And through the first half here tonight, he was a 4 of 13.
Abbey, high arching three-pointer, comes down to Detman. And here's an easy breakaway for Vinold. Wilkie will not challenge Vinold, just give up the points there. After all, you were ahead by 10 at that point. Why not? Save your foul for later. Bismarck man-to-man against Belcourt. Gorno has Rentschler on him. Up for 3. And a rebound foul on Wilkie. Third one there on Chance. And that time Bismarck had the position. It was like everyone sealed off.
I think 2 of Wilkie's 3 free throws, 3 fouls, have come with him working on the defensive boards, just not having position and trying to scramble.
Belcourt's biggest lead in the first half was 6. That's at the 30-24 mark from the break. Got it up to 10 now here in the quarter. Steve Miller and Rich Hovland, there, his main assistant we saw moments ago. Belcourt in a 1-2-2. And Weigel got lucky because he picked up the foul with 1 second left in the shot clock. That's not a Weigel type shot.
But for 34 seconds, that was a heck of a defensive effort by Belcourt.
And Weigel will shoot 3. He has 1 point.
Bill Camp, I think you come to the scorer's table, please.
Weigel with 2 there. Now, one of the things Bart Manson said that he really liked about the game with Grand Forks Central, especially in the second half, was the intensity that his team had on defense. Weigel makes all 3, but I think intensity on defense on that exchange was kind of the way it's been for Belcourt in this game.
The whole game. They've had that intensity from the opening tip-off in the defensive end.
Quick move, and it's fade away. Tough shot. David Gorno with 6 points now. He has 2 field goals in this quarter. And there's one of those playground-ish type shots. Rentschler head and shoulder fake in the lane, and he got it to drop. Rentschler has 8 points. That's the hair over his average. Detman and George still yet to score with Bismarck in the quarter. Little fade away from Parisian and a foul. Tyson Parisian an even dozen.
Shields replay. Parisian, who has been struggling, and this is one of those where it can be a big-time confidence booster. Again, off balance when he lets that shot go. But he came running right in front of us after he let it go and kind of gave it the double fist. And he knew that was his first bucket in quite a while from the field.
The foul was on Vinold. The 3-point play by Parisian. And Belcourt's up by 8. Now the Braves even more aggressive, coming with a half-court trap. Desjardins' 3rd personal foul as he reached in. The foul on Mark Desjardins scored 8 points in the first half. 4:08 left in the 3rd quarter. Timeout on the floor. Belcourt by 8.
Come on over.
It's one-stop banking. We can get all our things done when we come in, and it's just very handy to have.
We came to Norwest, and it was like easy 1, 2, 3.
We bought cars, we bought a home, and we bought everything, and we went through this bank.
Everything is under one roof, and I find that very convenient.
Everybody enjoys banking here at Norwest Bank.
Come on over to Norwest now.
Get on target for spring with these spring specials from Magic City Implement and New Holland. New Holland bulk lubricants, 15W40, $3.19 a gallon. SAE 30, 10W30, and hydraulic fluid, $3.39 a gallon. Save up to 25% on all filters. Grade 5 bolts, $1.19 a pound. Chisel plow sweeps as low as $6.69. Hurry, sale ends March 31st. So get on target with Magic City Implement. When it counts, count on us.
At the conclusion of this game and everyone here in the tournament, Dan and I will select an American Dairy Association player of the game. Bismarck with the ball off to the left side here. Detman on the drive. It was taken away. Abbey kept it alive. Parisian does not have the numbers, and now Desjardins goes down low to Wilkie. Chance along the baseline, and he stepped on the baseline. One of the things in Belcourt's game yesterday against Grand Forks Central in that second half, once they got the lead, the kids really played like they had it won. And I'm not saying, you know, with almost a quarter and a half left that this game is over by any means, but right now Belcourt is playing with that same type of attitude and style as they did once they got the lead against Central yesterday. Detman in double figures now, Shane with 10. Would you agree?
Yeah, no doubt about it. That was 2 different games yesterday. From the time it was tip-off until 30-30, Belcourt looked a little bit out of balance, but once they got their first lead at 32-30 in the third quarter yesterday, you could almost feel the breath of air coming out of them because they loosened up considerably.
And if Bismarck will get rolling here, I think they need to do it on the defensive end, but there's a little stab right through the heart of the defense there. DeCharles for the bucket. Boy, is he playing very well. 11 points. Weigel from the free throw line. Belcourt seems like they're winning most of the battles to the loose ball.
And that was a good case in point right there.
Well behind the arc, Parisian. Detman with the rebound.
DeCharles with the 11, and he was the guy who got Belcourt started tonight offensively. 6 in the first quarter.
On the offensive boards, he had those 3 offensive rebounds there. Shane Detman working himself open, basically. Detman just dribbling till he found an open spot for the jumper.
Well, we were wondering what Bismarck might do to try to generate some things offensively. It's apparent that they're going to try to do it with Detman on the dribble penetration. We've seen it the last 2 times down the court.
And here's Detman again. All right through 4 Belcourt players, but he didn't get the bucket.
Sweet drive, and just the finish that he couldn't put on the board.
Last trip down for Belcourt. Old got a hand in on the shot from Parisian, but you saw the definite foul there on Rob Rensler.
But again, on the other end of the court, that's 3 trips down the court where Detman has taken it to the hole strong in the dribble penetration.
Taking it upon himself.
Yep.
Number 52, Quinn Austin, will be in the game for Bismarck High when we come back. The Braves continue to lead the Demons. But I think he needs a little help from Brett George. You were doing some figuring during the timeout, Dan.
Brett George has 1 field goal attempt in the last 14 minutes of this game.
Wow.
Coming off a 22-point effort last night.
Demons man-to-man. Belcourt with Eric Abbey attacks it there. Rainbow out on Abbey. Playing catch with Gorno. Gorno fades away again. The last time he did that, it went right through. Benold, who brought down the rebound. There's 1:30 left to play third quarter. Detman on the drive. Pull up again. Off glass a little hard. Another rebound. Tyson Parisian. He had 11 rebounds in the first half. He has really more or less owned the defensive rebound. Gorno really wants the ball down low. Detman reached in his 3rd.
We've talked about Detman's anticipation on the defensive end. He saw Rensler with great perimeter defense as we see the Shields instant replay, and he tries to anticipate, but he's just a little bit late here trying to come around and knock that ball away.
Boy, Gorno really had to work hard to keep Detman behind him, though, too, in that position. Not always the easiest thing to do when you're trying to post somebody up. Keep them there for a while when they're trying to get around in front. Under a minute now, 50 seconds. In the 3rd, lob pass underneath Eric Abbey. Abbey card, no basket. Help side defense, Rob Rensler. You see him right there, number 32.
Shields replay. Eric Abbey putting the buttocks right into the Rob Rensler there. Rensler going down hard.
That was the 4th one on Abbey, too, by the way, with 42 seconds left in the 3rd. Rensler in the lane. Back out Detman. He sets for 3. In and out.
And we just lost about a second or two off the clock here.
No shot clock.
It continued there for about a second and a half after the play was stopped. But that's 2 possessions now that Bismarck had a chance to cut the deficit from 7 to either 5 or 4, and unsuccessfully.
Vinold on the foul on the drive. Not a shooting situation. Second personal foul on Vinold. Brett Jors will come back in for Shane Detman. Tail end of quarter number 3. Still to play, West Fargo and Shanley. The winner of this game and the winner of our second contest will play for the championship 1997 tomorrow right here on the Meyer Television Network. Parisian in the corner. Gorno up for 3. And the offensive putback to Jarles. Another offensive rebound that is converted into points for Mark DeJarles. 13 points in the game for the guy they call the role player.
How hard is it to get this stuff off after the game? I don't know. Well, the Demons are down by 9, guys. We need you to yell a little bit. Let's go.
So do you think they just left it on from yesterday? Or
Probably.
is this new paint?
No, I think they probably just left it on. Let's see. The Bismarck shooting woes continuing here. And I'll follow it up in a second.
After Tyson Persian off the steal, scores his 15th point. Biggest lead of the game right now for Belcourt, 11 points.
The shooting woes continuing for Bismarck. They were 2-11 in the second quarter, just 4 of 11 in the third quarter.
Jors with the foul.
But they want the bucket, too.
Because I think it was Detman who got up on the rim.
Shields replay. Again, the Charlie strong to the basket. Should the basket count?
No.
Is it basket interference is the question.
Well, the ball has to have a chance to go in the hoop, too, and it was
did.
well to the left.
Now Steve Miller has a question about the clock here. And he's going to call Bruce Jessen over.
And it's not working because Bruce is administering the free throws right now.
Steve Miller pleading his case with the official scorer and timer to no avail. Now he'll maybe get Mr. Jessen over.
Bismarck wants a timeout, and they do have the timeout to talk things over. We'll be right back with 7:06 left to play.
Come on over.
There's now 7:30 put back on the clock, so the clock did run a couple of extra seconds there, almost a half a minute of it worth of extra seconds. DeJarles did make the first. He has 14 points. Give him 15 points now. He has averaged on the season 6.5 points a game. Mark DeJarles having a huge game in the semifinal.
Still have to take you back to those 2 possessions in late in the third quarter. Belcourt had a 7-point lead. Bismarck had 2 trips down the court to try to cut that deficit. They couldn't do it, and now suddenly it's a 13-point lead.
Pretty pass to Derek Weigel from Shane Detman. Weigel's first field goal, he has 6 points. Belcourt's biggest lead was 13. It's 11 right now. Vinold will come back in for Bismarck in exchange for B.J. Rainbow. And Tyson Parisian will inbound it.
Belcourt's done a good job at taking care of the basketball tonight against Bismarck's different looks defensively.
And here's a double team. They had a foul on Detman, his 4th.
And
pretty good double team right in front of us. Detman reaching around, though.
Well, he's got to stay in the game. You're down by 11 in the fourth quarter, and he's been your main offensive threat in this game, a game where you've struggled in the offensive end. You have no choice but to keep him on the court.
And you know, he's Bismarck's best player.
Yeah.
Chris Parisian. Offensive rebound. A block by Detman, who went right up there after his board.
No fear there.
There's Bart Manson trying to win the championship in his first year at Belcourt. Coached at Glen Burns in girls basketball. this an advantage for Belcourt.
And Bismarck really being a lot more aggressive and attacking the basketball here in that trip down the court, sending 2 to the ball.
Vanold, jump stop and a shot that rolls off. Vanold saved it to Rentschler. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people on half the players are on the floor. But Belcourt will come away with the ball.
It's a scrum right down by our camera there, and the Bismarck fans into the court.
Belcourt has had the edge in this game, the whole game. There's another little case. Bodies all over, balls all over. Who came away with the ball? The Braves. Gorno working against Rentschler. Now kicks it over to Desjardins. The way he's played, he will score again. Look at that. 17 points, the leading scorer in the game, Mark Desjardins.
Bismarck's almost in a catch-22. They're trying to trap the basketball, but Belcourt's such a great passing team. They're able to recognize that, and when they trap, they find the open man like they did that time.
Desjardins down low, but George stepped in front of him. 50-37, Belcourt with the ball to try to, again, behind the back, Desjardins. Persian missed it.
And if you're Bismarck, you hate to see the game turning into a track meet now.
Chris is hurt, and that's what the stoppage is for.
Belcourt will love this. They'll go up and down the court with you for the next week and a half.
There's a timeout at the 5:14 mark. Belcourt has it going their way.
At First National Bank, we're growing by caring about people and their dreams. Your dream may be a new home, a brand new car, or a business of your own. When you come to see us, you can expect to be treated with respect. You can expect us to make decisions on more than just a spreadsheet, because we know there are always individual considerations that need to be taken into account. Visit one of our loan offices and discover that the personal side of banking is alive and well. At First National Bank, Minot and Bobel.
Cash in on the luck of the Irish during Jim Ryan Chevrolet Geo's 23rd annual Savin' of the Green sale. Drive home an Irish special on program cars. Choose from 5 96 Chevy Luminas, now only $13,988. Check out this 96 Chevy extended cab with 4-wheel drive and Z71 package, only $23,988. Save some of that Irish green at Jim Ryan Chevrolet Geo, 1800 South Broadway, Minot.
You can count on us.
There's Bart Manson, but as we went to break, you saw Steve Miller out there pleading his case to Bruce Jessen. I think I heard Bruce say he was mad that I called the whistle when Parisian was underneath the basket, came up a little slow. I think that's what that was all about. Jors has not looked to shoot for the last 3 quarters. There's what we're talking about. Up for 3, Jors. Off the mark. Another rebound, Parisian. Boy, Tyson has been on the defensive glass.
Both meetings earlier this year, each team had double-digit leads late in the game, and the opposing team was able to cut it back within 3 and 5 on both occasions. If it's going to happen this time, the next few minutes are critical for Bismarck.
In and out, Weigel. No on the offensive chance. Those are chances Bismarck they have to have.
Yeah, they're just having a poor shooting night. 6 of 11 in the first quarter, 2 of 11 in the third quarter, 4 of 11 in the third quarter.
An offensive foul on Gorno, his first.
Player control foul.
4th team foul, against Belcourt.
4th team foul. Second half.
Vanold uses the backboard. Belcourt by 11. I tell you, this is a team, too, Belcourt, that knows how to play with a lead. Desjardins.
He thought about it, didn't he?
And he'll call timeout. Bart Manson takes his break with 3:42 left. Not much has changed since their last timeout. Belcourt still up. 1-minute bursts.
They haven't had a lot of bursts here in the game.
Belcourt had 14 seconds to shoot. They only needed 4 of them, and it rolled out there for Gorno.
Foul to number 44, Brandon Shively.
So Gorno goes to the line off the foul on Shively.
Jeez, what a great effort by David Gorno, though, just to get that shot off.
That's his 7th of the game. First time that Gorno's been to the line tonight, 69% of the year. If you're the team with the lead, those free throws are your friend. Last night, Belcourt's most effective defense was man-to-man. In the second half, it's been this 1-2-2. That foul, I believe, was on Parisian.
Shields replay.
Check out number 20.
Rensler taking it hard to the basket and fouled to earn the free throws. And the foul was on Tyson Parisian.
Rensler also was 9 points. Nope, excuse me, 8 points tonight. 5 last night, as you saw. Does Detman win the battle? No, he did, though, win the battle because he tipped it out. Tors has been off this evening. Detman with the rebound. And the 2 points.
That's a shot most times that Brett George will knock down. You know, he had a good amount of time to look at the basket. He had time to get set. There wasn't anybody within 5-10 feet of him.
Under 3 minutes left now. Doors will pump it up again. Detman is trying to do it all himself. Timeout on the make, and we will take a break. Detman has 14 points. The Demons, though, have got the lead back down to single digits.
Okay, pop quiz. Where should you go for answers about financing your education? Should you A, find a rocket scientist? B, ask Mr. Know-It-All? C, visit a fortune teller? Or D, go to the phone? That's right. One call to the Norwest Student Loan Center can get you the answers you need, quickly, with no hassles. Norwest Student Loan Center. Make the right call.
Ford's best deal of the year is here on America's best-selling car, Ford Taurus. Now with $1,500 lease cash. Get a 97 Taurus for just $229 a month for 24 months, 10% down. Lease the best-selling car in America for $229 a month. And as a lease bonus, Ford Credit pays for all your scheduled maintenance, including oil changes. All you have to do is put in gas and go. This quick lease offer ends April 2nd. See your Northland Ford dealer, home of 5 of the 10 best sellers in America. Again.
Welcome back. Yes, those Brave fans are fans. Their team leads by 9. It's 52-43 with 2 minutes and 43 seconds left. Belcourt leading Bismarck.
Right before that timeout, Bismarck got one of those that Steve Miller said we need. 3 1-minute spurts. They cut the deficit from 13 down to 9. Now they come with a little full court pressure.
Belcourt very, very good against it. Abbey, quick pass. Wilkie scores. Ready to say they're very, very good against it.
Mighty good in the open court. When you're putting pressure on that, you're spreading the court, opening up the court, and that's can be deadly when you're playing Belcourt.
Detman for 3. Boy, Shane Detman is trying his hardest not let his team die.
He scored
Wilkie
the last 7.
Wilkie again. Chance to the free throw line as well. Boy, Belcourt comes in as the highest scoring team in this tournament. And as we take a look at Shields' replay, we know why. They always attack the basket.
Attack the basket, see the man. Chance Wilkie cutting along the baseline. He earned his name, Slippery Chance. The unsung hero. the 6'2 senior forward.
Weigel will come in for Scheibele. The last foul was on Scheibele. He has 4 now. Wilkie converts the three-point play. In the fourth quarter, Belcourt is 5 out of 5 from the free throw line. I just cannot stress enough, if you have a lead and make your free throws, you will seldom lose, if ever. That was a three-point opportunity that went off the hands of Weigel. If you're making those free throws, you're really forcing the other team to almost, make 2 baskets to every free throw, because you have the lead to begin with. Abbey out of trouble.
Well, that was a situation in the Shanley-Minot game last night. Minot got within 8, but Shanley had frequent trips to the free throw line in the fourth quarter, ended up going 27 of 31 from the free throw line, were able to slam the door on it.
Minute 30 left. George, he can't even make a layup. That's been a tough shooting night for Brett George. Belcourt will come away with it. Belcourt in just its 3rd state tournament appearance. Parisian hit the line. He tried to do that jump in the air and call the timeout thing, but when he jumped, his foot was on the end line.
He got it done yesterday.
Did that a couple of times in the West Region tournament, too.
Shields replay. As Lee said, the foot on the line, and there it is right there.
Shane Detman. Rob Rentschler on the follow, and Belcourt fouls him. Rob Rentschler is in double digits with 10. The lead is 9. Rentschler will try to make it 8. Second one on Gorno.
Rentschler will have 1 free throw.
And it is 8. It has been quite a while since the lead has been this low, but there's only 60 seconds left. And there's a foul on Detman, his 5th. At the 101 mark.
Foul number 5, Shane Detman. That's his 5th.
Nice sign of sportsmanship here by Belcourt as they go over and congratulate Shane Detman.
But Shane Detman, you could tell when his team here at the end, you could just tell he's been the leader all year long. He was the guy that tried to do everything possible to keep his team in this game.
Well, and you recognize that, and the fans recognize that. The Bismarck fans came to their feet there. I mean, Shane Detman has been an integral part of Bismarck High basketball for the last 4 years.
That's B.J. Rainbow who came in. And that is Chance Wilkie, who is on the line. First miss here in the fourth quarter. But simply not enough time for Bismarck, and Belcourt has played too well. Rentschler will make and call a time. Do we have a timeout? Yeah, there Bismarck does. It took a while.
Well, it's a 2-possession game now with the 3-point.
Seconds left. Bismarck's next foul as well, Dan, we should say would put the double bonus in effect. So after Bismarck fouls here, it'll be 2 shots for Belcourt.
And Belcourt's also a very good free throw shooting team. You look up and down their lineup. Tyson Parisian, 77%. DeCharlie's 78%. Wilkie, 70%. So there's really not one guy you can say, let's pick on him because he's less than a good free throw shooter.
And they fouled DeCharlie's. Mark has made 2 out of 3.
The Demons' 10th team foul. Belcourt now in the double bonus.
On a night when David Gorno was, to this point, scoring just 3 field goals, it's been this guy who has picked up that offensive slack.
Pulled the trigger just a little short. He's short on that first one. possession game. Rensler up for three. Whoa! Bismarck, and a three-point shot by Rob Rensler has made it a three-point game.
And that's 8 straight for Bismarck High after trailing 54-46.
57-54 is the score. Rob Rensler's 9th three-pointer of the year has given the Demons. In the last two, Wilkie missed the front end of the 1-and-1, and then Desjardins missed 2 free throws. That's what swings that door open here a little bit.
Hey, listen! As soon as they get it inbound, they got a foul. Take the lob off. Preferably not Christian. Don't let him have it. Okay? You know, I'm listen. We're out of timeouts. Hey, we're out of timeouts. Push the ball. Push the ball down the middle of the floor. Big guys look the spot up. We're out of timeouts, so what you got to do is turn it right on the ball again. Say, just settle down here now. All right? Somebody go steal it and hit it late.
You know, when Chance Wilkie completed that three-point play a few minutes ago, 57-46 was the margin. Looked like a fairly uneventful finish to the game, but as you said, a couple of missed free throws, a couple of threes.
Yeah, that's just when I was talking about how well Belcourt played with the lead, and Bismarck right here is taking it back.
I'd come right back and follow Desjardins if I could. You can't get too picky now with the clock running, but he did not shoot well in that last chance. Follow him right there if you're Bismarck.
Oh, Belcourt's moving the ball well.
Near turnover.
They're taking almost 13 seconds off the clock, though.
I'll tell you what, that was a near steal by Bismarck. But again, the clock issue.
Boy, what was a blowout has went to the wire now. So George does what he needs to do, and that is stop the clock. And Eric Abbey is 1 out of 2 tonight. 62.3% on the year. George.
Here's the big one.
That's 4 misses in a row from the line for Belcourt. And what makes it big is it would be a 4-point difference then if it goes in. And it did.
Wow.
So after making 5 straight, missing 4 straight, Abbey with a 4-point lead.
Gotta shoot it.
George will shoot it, but he had Desjardins right in his face, and Abbey will go back to the line after the foul at 7.8 seconds. So now Eric Abbey comes back down. That's just what it looked like. This one was sewed up. The seams broke.
Eric Abbey at the line of the shooting 2.
Bismarck was able to get back in it after Shane Detman had fouled out just a few minutes ago and get within a 3-pointer of a tie.
I will admit, false red. Apologies to Bismarck. Belcourt takes a timeout. Yes, they do, because Bismarck is out of timeout. And really what all Belcourt has to do now, Dan, with 7.8 seconds left, is once Bismarck makes it, if they make it, just leave the ball roll. If you have 5 seconds to inbound it,
that's right.
Just let it go. That is, if Bismarck takes longer than 2.8 seconds to score here.
Eric Abbey free throw was the big one, though, that took it from 57-54 to 58-54.
Go down the right side.
Bart Manson says, don't foul anybody.
Don't even breathe on anybody.
Rainbow. And there we go. Belcourt will have a chance to win a title in Bart Manson's first year as head coach. 59-54, and Belcourt staves off a brilliant Bismarck run late in the...
Belcourt had a couple of 11-point leads, 50-39. They even had a 13-point lead at 52-39 was the latest 13-point lead, but Bismarck stormed back from there and got within 3, 57-54 on Rentschler's three-pointer, and then Belcourt put it away with a couple of free throws.
Opened the door with some missed free throws, but made just enough of those in the end, with Abby hitting the big one, and then one more to give them the lead. John, go ahead.
Okay, thanks, Lee. I'm with Mark Desjarlais. 17 points tonight. I thought you came up big. How's it feel to win a semifinal game?
Feels great, especially as a junior. It only helps me because the seniors want it even more, so it's all the better.
The only junior of the starting 5 senior group. It seemed like you guys got into your tempo a little bit, plus you started out a lot better tonight than you did last night.
After the first half of yesterday's game, we knew we couldn't play that way, so we had to come out with the same half as yesterday's intensity, and we did, and we were successful.
Congratulations on the win, Mark.
Thanks.
Eric Abbey joins me now. They needed you to sink a couple free throws there towards the end.
Yeah, I just tried to concentrate and make them, because I knew we were only up by 3, so if I make them, it put us up by at least more than 2 possessions, so I had to make at least half of them.
What's the deal with rebounding now? You guys really rebounded tonight, a little bit better than yesterday.
When we rebound, we get our offense going, and when we rebound, you know, we can get second chances and points. And just last game, Bismarck, they all rebounded us big, so rebounding helped us big a lot here. So
you got a little unfinished business left. Belcourt's never won a state title.
I don't think so. I hope we do. So
okay, thanks a lot. Let's go over to Jack Kraft.
Thanks a lot, John. I'm here with Bismarck guard Shane Dedman. Shane, it looked like you were out of it. You guys made a furious comeback. How tough of a game is this to lose?
It's pretty tough, but we didn't, the way we played, we didn't deserve to win tonight. I mean, we came out so lackadaisical the first half, and we knew we had to pick it up against this team, and we just didn't the first half, but it's still a tough loss.
Being a senior, I imagine that last shot at a state title, it's got to be a little frustrating. Thanks a lot, Shane. Let's go back to Dan and Lee.
Well, Belcourt, half of our equation has been complete. We still have a question mark in the middle there. We will return with our American Dairy Association player of the game right after this.
What's the matter? Couldn't you sleep?
Did you think I wouldn't find out?
Is this about the ring I gave you? Listen, cubic zirconia looks just like a real diamond. Is this about my time in prison?
You drank the last of the milk.
Got milk?
The American Dairy Association player of the game is who else but Mark Desjarlais. Desjarlais will receive a certificate and a donation sent to Belcourt High School on his behalf from your local dairy farmers who ask, got milk? Well, hey, we got a guy who did not miss from the floor in this game, Dan.
Mark Desjarlais, 7 of 7 from the field, 17 points, 9 rebounds. That is a grade A-plus effort with some bonus points. I don't know if that's his career game, but if it's not, it's got to be right near his career game. Just a perfect effort by Mark Desjarlais on a night where David Gorno was only scoring 8 points.
Desjarlais, with those 9 rebounds, had 4 offensive, but those came early and set this